And we have Firesplitter live on the stage with Bleed 2 for the Nintendo Switch. Firesplitters, take it away.
Hello everyone, it's Firesplitter here, and today we're gonna see the lovely and short run of Bleed 2 called the Endless normal category. Endless is a category of categories that is basically working sort of like a roguelike. Kinda. There are semi-randomized levels, so we are not knowing exactly what's gonna happen. There are some boosts to it, which makes them not fully random, but the time difference with this category can vary very heavily depending what bosses we get and such like that. So we're gonna start right off immediately. We get a little countdown. 3, 2, 1, start. And here we go. Gonna enter first course here, and we are going right off the gate. First we're gonna talk about is a little trick in this game, which is the most fundamental speedrun trick in this game, and that's called the dashes. When we are doing dashes, we can normally only do 3 dashes in a row. However, if we're going up a ledge, or if we are doing some other cool stuff, we can basically get 3 more dashes. This way that works because the game is thinking that we are... That's a good boss. The game thinks we are in air. And we are making a new jump during certain circumstances. It might not seem too weird, but there are some weird stuff can happen with it. We go from ledges, it looks pretty normal, but there is a really rare way we can do this. We're not gonna counter on this stuff, as this is a semi-randomized round, which is called a Blacklist. It's pretty difficult to pull off. Which we are basically doing what I did there, but it's not flat surface. What I did there was basically turn up a little bit at the end of the thing. And then final dash to basically put myself in a position where I got the game to think that I performed a jump, even though I didn't. Give me 3 more dashes. It is a very hard trick to pull off, especially on flat surface. Or never ever doing any movement. Stuff that relies on that to happen, but we are always trying to go for it because it takes a little bit of time to get the dash resets. Because dashing is the fast way to go in this game. So, yeah. There we have the nastiest course the entire run, which is the bubble course. Bubble courses are, even normally, during the normal full game run, when you know where the bubbles are, one of the nastiest sections of the game. In this mode, when they are randomized, and they are taking place in a much longer section than they ever do in the full run, they are quite significant upgrade. And it's probably by far hardest part of this entire run. As this is randomized, we never ever really know how the bubbles gonna interact. We're gonna change weapon there because we have B ranks. So we can basically. This category is normally timed in-game time. We gotta change back now because I don't dare have that one anymore because of jumping. Yep. And we have a little bit of low health as was after a bubble course. This boss is a little fun. That is like 2 bosses. It can be done very fast if we are starting with an S rank. Going to course 4 now, which is 6th course. In this course, we are gonna see this stuff is flying around, and they are gonna be something that's gonna be loaded with. It's just like the bubble square. These are much handled. It's far hard to not take damage here though, as we see there are a lot of spikes everywhere in this course. It's very easy to accidentally fracture with spikes. However, it's very easy to perform the dash resets there because no, we're not going to fall there. As we are basically destroying the platform we stand on, and the game does think that it's a jump, so we are getting 3 dash resets throughout the game. Be a little nice with me, will you? And there we go. That was the 4th stage. We enter the final stage now, and now we gotta pick up a safety heart. Because we're low on health, heart's gonna pop up here at the start of this course. And we are gonna pick it up so we are basically getting back to full health. The heart restores 3/4 of the health on normal, And on easy, it restores all health. On hard, it restores half of the health bar, and on very hard, it just restores a quarter. The hard is really, really hard. Or very hard is really, really hard because of that. So now we have the most annoying course, in my opinion. The annoying part of this course are these lasers in part, but also the enemies. The enemies here are nasty because they are, as you can see, they are kind of in the background. When they are in the background, we can't shoot at them. It means that we have a really, really hard time shooting. Which is a problem, because to build up style in this game, the little guard that we are talking about a little bit, you have to defeat enemies. And we lose it by taking damage, so it's really, really easy to take damage to that course as well. So, yeah, that course is really, really hard to have a high rank when going to the boss fight. We did pull it up well, though, by having a high rank on this. Which is quite good in this boss, because this boss can otherwise be really, really slow, but this should be it. Unless a very, very, very scary thing happens. And it didn't, it's time. What can happen in this game is that we get double boss scores, a double boss fight. And that is not what we want to see. But we thankfully avoided that. So that was the run. That was Bleed 2 Endless Normal.
Wow. That was insane.
Thanks.
I could not follow that at all. That was so fast.
Yeah. And the move with this category is really, really fast because you can do the dash resetting so frequently. You know what you're doing. It's really, really hard to pull off, but it's so worth it when you learn it. It's so fun to play this category because of it.
All right, then. With that speedy run, any last shout-outs you want to make?
I want to shout out to the Bleed 2 community and the Bleed 2 Discord, which can be found through the comp page. I especially want to do shout-outs to Yakuts and Newbie and some other runners in this game, which have run this game quite a bit and are doing quite a lot for the community.
Well then, all right. Thank you so much for that insane run.